the difference between exposure and flooding when we're talking about dog behaviour and dog socialising. So we'll talk about flooding first. Flooding is a term that refers to flooding your dog with all of the things that concern them. So potentially your dog is frightened of other dogs. They might be fearful of other dogs. And then you are taking them to a dog training class, or you're taking them to a dog group walk, or you are going somewhere where there is going to be loads of them, maybe doggy daycare, that kind of thing, where there's loads and loads of dogs suddenly in one place that they're going to have to be near or interact with, or that are going to come towards them. That's called flooding. So what can often happen is people will say, oh yeah, they reacted loads at the start and then they got better, or they just did great with it and they just didn't even respond when they were there. The reason they don't respond is because they're actually shut down. It's called emotional shutdown, and this is dogs who they're just coping with the situation. So it can seem like they're better when in actual fact they're not. They're just coping with a very, very difficult situation. So some dog trainers and dog behaviourists use flooding as a way of getting dogs better with something, when really it's like a false pretense. They're not better with it at all. They're just learning to cope. Whereas exposure is when you are exposing your dogs to seeing these things on a more regular basis, but at a distance that they can cope with. Now, this will look different depending on what your dog's struggle is. So if we take fear again as the example, if your dog is fearful and frightened of things, what you would want to do is expose them at a happy space distance. So you can check out my other videos to find out more about a happy space distance, but essentially it's the distance of which way your dog can see something and carry on exactly as they were, so it doesn't bother them. So exposure at a happy space distance for a fearful dog would not be flooding them, because they are able to cope with it, they're able to respond, and they're able to continue acting normally. Exposing a dog who has frustration, potentially barrier frustration, would mean seeing lots and lots and lots of things over and over and over, so they can be exposed enough that they can stop caring about it. You can't really flood a dog who has barrier frustration because they're not frightened. They actually want to see more of this thing. So flooding usually refers to anxiety and fear and stress. Frustration is, I want that and I can't get it. So if you're going to places where your dog can see one after another, and they struggle at the moment with barrier frustration, that will likely get better as the walk goes on. Whereas if you are exposing a fearful dog to one after another, that's likely to be quite frightening for them if it's not a happy space distance. Flooding for fearful dogs is a no-go. Don't do that at all. Flooding for a dog with barrier frustration usually won't help you reach your goals of getting them better with seeing random odd things, because they will get better with seeing things in a group, particularly if they can interact with that group, such as group dog walks, group daycare. So what you'll see is their social skills may improve, but their greeting skills will still remain pretty shocking. So exposure is what you want to go for. The gentle exposure to everything. So they're seeing more of it, so you can work with the behaviour and work on it improving, because you can't get better at something if you're not seeing it. Your dog would never improve if they never ever see it. They'll just remain as they are, which for some people is fine, remaining exactly as they are. But if you're looking to improve your dog's behaviour and your dog's social skills and greeting skills, gentle exposure is what you're looking for. Hope that helps.